Welcome to Raising Wisdom, where we embark on a transformative journey of enlightenment, introspection, and self-discovery. Here, we don't just talk about life's challenges, we embrace them as opportunities to grow, evolve, and unlock the true potential within. I'm your girl, Niko Sicari, the Mad Alchemist and your Zen Journey Coach, here to provide tools to help you nurture, align, and evolve. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Let's elevate together. Hey y'all! Welcome back to Raising Wisdom, where wisdom is free. It is here when we embark on a journey of enlightenment and introspection. Together we will navigate the complexities of life, seeking the elusive wisdom that enriches our minds and souls. So get ready to elevate your understanding, embrace life's challenges, and unlock the true potential of your being. High vibrations, I'm your girl Niko Sicari, the Mad Alchemist, and your Zen Journey Coach. Hey y'all, what's up? So listen, I'm just so very grateful for all the positive things that's been going on. I hope all is well with you guys. I hope that you guys enjoyed Tangela Pope in the last episode of Raising Wisdom. I'm beyond excited to have another special guest, someone I've known for years from childhood, and it's just a true honor to have her on this platform. Today, we're diving into the topic that I know will resonate with a lot of you, and that is the duality of religion and spirituality, okay? Bridging the gap. So it's women in the spirit, and women are in the spirit. If you're paying attention to what's going on, you know that there is a collective shift, if you will, with the divine feminine for sure. And it's up to us, it's imperative that we stay connected in a way to where we're guiding one another along in the right directions so that we can guide our children in the right directions, okay? Breaking those generational curses and receiving and accepting those generational blessings. But before we dive into that, all right, let me share something that is really important to me, all right? So as someone who has walked away from traditional religious structures, I believe in the power of questioning, unlearning, and truly knowing ourselves, all right? I believe religion has often been used as a tool for control and has stripped away our critical thinking and individual power. But spirituality is something entirely different. It's not bound by any institution, if you will. It's not a set of rules to follow, but a path of divine connection and inner wisdom. Now, I'm not here to tell anyone that they're wrong for their beliefs. That's not how we get down here. We each have our own journey, our own path. But I am here to have the hard, honest conversations that allows us to move forward and toward a lasting change, okay? So today's episode is about understanding the space where religion and spirituality meet and how they can coexist without compromising one's truth, okay? So let's get into it. Listen, I'm okay. And you're like, what's going on? I did not break my wrist or anything of that nature, but I did sprain it pretty bad, okay? My old lady vibes they're sinking in, all right? Goodness gracious. I'm here to enjoy the last bit of my 30s. So be careful out there, all right? If you're clumsy like me, just take it easy, all right, killer? Before we dive deeper into today's conversation, I want to take a moment to honor the energy of the moon and the way it influences our personal journeys. You already know what time it is. We have to talk about the moon phases. All right. As we're recording this, we've just experienced the full wolf moon that was in Cancer. The moon, powerful and nurturing as it is, illuminates the energies of family, emotional healing, and intuition. So, honey, if you was in the spirit of a Cancer, then it was probably waterworks. What's interesting is that I thought I totally would be there, but I wasn't. You know, it kind of went gradually for the kid. How did it go for you? Let me know in the comments, okay? So it's just a time to tap into your inner wisdom and allow yourself to shed old emotional patterns that no longer serve you. We're always letting go. We're always letting go things that don't serve us on raising wisdom. So this particular moon, the full moon that was in Cancer, invites us to reflect on the role of love, protection, and self-care in our lives, especially as we move through the cycle of transformation. Okay, now as this episode is being aired tonight, it should be Sunday, so we'll be entering the wine and gibbous phase. The wine and gibbous is a time for release and reflection, so that goes perfectly with what we just experienced in the full moon in Cancer. Okay, so the full energy of the moon begins to fade, making it an ideal moment to pause, all right, reflect, and express gratitude for all that has been manifesting during the full moon. It is always time to let go of what no longer serves the highest good, your highest good, whether that's limiting beliefs, past emotions, or even old habits, okay? This phase is about surrendering, refining, and allowing the universe to guide us toward the next step of our journey. In this space of wanting energy, we can feel a little lighter and clearer. All right. That usually makes us more open and receptive and to be able to focus and just shedding the old so we can embrace the new. So for the wanting gibbous, the herbs to support release, reflection, and emotional balance. All right, that's what we're looking for, because we always need to upgrade. You guys know we work with the lavender. Know it's for calming properties. It can help soothe emotional turbulence and promote relaxation. Sage, a powerful herb for cleansing and protection. Chamomile, great for emotional healing. Dandelion, known as a liver cleanser. Dandelion can support physical detoxification and emotional clarity as well, helping us to process and release anything that is stuck and is stagnant. All right. So, it always works in duality, in the physical and the spiritual as well. All right. So peppermint is the last one. This herb is great for mental clarity. It helps open the mind and helps release confusion and uncertainty, especially when making decisions about what to do, what to let go during this wine and gibbous phase. All right. Now that we've taken that moment to honor the energies of the moon and how they guide us, I believe that spirituality allows us to step outside confines of tradition and really explore the truth of who we are. All right. Religion can sometimes be limiting, as it imposes a one-size-fits-all approach to our understanding of the divine, right? But spirituality is expansive. Nothing to be afraid of, nothing to be weird about, because we're all spiritual beings, i.e. we are spirits in this avatar. Okay, we are just not all in the carnal. It just doesn't exist. It's not realistic. It's not true, my loves. All right, so we really need to get out of the concept in the prison that we are just subjected to this flesh, because that is not true. It's just not. So spirituality comes into the sense to where you are able to vibrate with spirit, connect with your ancestors, connect with your spirit guide, connect with the creator, connect with the you feel me? So it's not about the dogma, but about freedom. All right. Freedom to connect with the universe, to trust our intuition, and to know that we're all spiritually guided. We're also very much connected as well. All right. So we're more close together than we are apart. All right. And once we set aside our individual differences and trying to knock each other's head off when it comes to belief systems, let's just embrace, right, the understanding that we are all connected. We're all connected. All right. And love is the only way. So get all that hate out your heart. All right. Let it go. Don't be hypocritical. Resentment, all of those nasty, negative, low vibrational feelings and emotions. Yes, I think that it's important that we're able to feel them and be there for a little second, but you have to know how to reel yourself up out of that so that you can stay conscious, okay, and not just be so emotionally driven that it becomes an immature state of mind and you become stagnant. Okay. High vibrations, everyone. I'm Niko Sicari, a spiritual holistic wellness coach. I'm thrilled to announce the official launch of my new business, Zen Journey Consulting Coaching, where my heart is fully committed to creating a safe and empowering space for women who are ready to manage and overcome depression with ease. After overcoming my own struggles with depression and finding a path to healing, I've made it my mission to help other women navigate their own journeys toward peace, self-confidence, and lasting well-being. In my Sacred Path to Wellness program, I guide women to manage depression and anxiety with their mind, body, and spirit, reconnect with their inner power and purpose. I'm beyond excited to serve and support women who are ready to receive real answers and practical tools to move forward and transform their lives. My motto is heal the women, heal the world. If you or someone you know could benefit from this, I'd love to connect. Love with light. Now, I want to introduce to you our wonderful guest, Miss Jacqueline Battle. We've known each other for years. You've known me as a child. She's been like family, like my aunt. Okay, she's known me since I was a little girl as a licensed insurance agent, realtor, published author, and evangelist. Miss Jacqueline has a powerful perspective on how both religion and spirituality can shape our lives. Cool? So, Jacqueline, thank you so much for being here today. You've had quite the journey. We went through a lot to get you on, but I'm so very grateful that you are here. Just being raised with a strong religious background and values, and also embracing spirituality. Can you share with us a little bit about your background and what brought you to the intersection of the space that we're in now?
Firstly, and I know this may not be professional, but I just want to say to you, I am just thrilled to be here. I'm so proud of you. And I know this is not probably the platform for me to express that, but I've got to do it. So proud of you.
Thank you so much.
I want to clarify that I define spirituality as who I am. So I'm not a religious person. Let me make that real clear. So I've always made a distinction between spirituality and religion. Like that's been a thing for me since I was young, because as I studied the things of the scripture, everything that I saw about the great I am, the Most High, is that, and we use the term he, but actually something without a body would not have a, anyway, that's a whole nother issue. But we see him as this entity that we can contain, but we can't contain. He's Most High. He's the great I am. There's no way to contain his existence. So when we try to lock that down into religion, it won't work, because religion is contained. It's based on each entity's individual doctrine, and those doctrines they're limited. People don't see that as just a revelation of who God has expressed himself as to them. They see it as end all be all, and that's where we have the problem. Secondly, I want to state that I am very committed to my spirituality, because I believe that literally when he breathed into my nostrils the breath of life, he gave me an essence of who he is. And again, you're going to hear me say he, and I don't want to offend anyone. That has a lot to do with my programming, and it's been programmed for several decades. So while you're hearing me express that, every time I say it, there's somewhere in my consciousness that says you're limiting the Most High. So I want to express that as an apology. Now, having stated that, I want to emphasize that as an evangelist, and I am an evangelist of Christianity, when I minister to people, I minister basically to their inner man. I minister to their human spirit. My goal is always to give people a realization of the Spirit of God that dwells within them, so that they can move out all of the flesh, all of the containment, all the limitations, and focus on the relationship, not necessarily any doctrine, because again, I'm going to say this a lot. All doctrine is limited. So I'm hoping that that's expressing the way that's my background as far as spirituality is concerned. And I use that in every aspect of my life, in my business, in my family. I raised my children in that way so that they weren't limited to any particular doctrine, but that they were able to cultivate and continue to cultivate their spiritual relationship.
Thank you so much for sharing that. No apologies necessary here on Raising Wisdom, where wisdom is free. We're here for all of the knowledge. I think for a lot of us who has had the background of Christianity, whether some viewers practice it or not, or has kind of gotten outside of that box, if you will, because again, I totally agree with you. I don't think the creator can be contained. And with the creation of religion, that's something that has happened, and unfortunately it has limited us to understanding who we are, due to the wonderful power of the all, if you will.
Right.
There's so many names. Okay, I say the all, the creator, source, universe, but all of that is God. So if we're talking about religion, something I want to ask you, you've worked in both religious communities and the realm, also being in the realm of business. How do you navigate the two? How do you navigate your spiritual beliefs while staying grounded in your faith?
Well, firstly, my spiritual belief is the grounding. It's the foundational grounding for my faith. Because I believe that God is not just with me, but his presence dwells within me. And there are some things that I can do to release myself, to increasing the capacity to be able to receive and to engage in his density within me. That sort of undergirds my faith. So whenever, if anybody's ever listened to anything that I've had the opportunity to present for the past maybe 15, 20 years, it's always been a word that has to do with spirituality. Not a whole lot to do with laws or regulation. You won't hear those things coming from me. So even in my professional realm, the way that I've been able to exist for those decades and to have some semblance of success has been to remember my spiritual relationship. That's how I govern everything. That's how I live my life. Even the decisions, I decide what's expedient, and what may not be a wise decision based on my spirituality and how it's going to affect that relationship. So when people hear me say that, they say, oh, so are you saying that the Most High will judge you, or the Most High will punish you, the Most High will stop talking to you? No, but I can do some things that will hamper my ability to be sensitive to the presence of God. And that's why my spirituality governs everything that I do, everything that I'm involved in.
Absolutely. That was so greatly answered. I think, when governing ourselves as spiritual beings, we talk a lot about intuition, wisdom, and discernment here on Raising Wisdom, because those things right there are kind of the enhancers, if you will, to be able to listen to spirit, to be in stillness, and to stay grounded. As someone who leads a community, what are some of the ways that you help others reconcile their religious faith with the expanding world of spirituality? Because I'm sure that, growing up Christian, for myself, if you will, I had a lot of questions. I didn't want to, when I was learning, when I was doing more reading, when I was researching, because I'm such a nerd. I got to know what's going on. And that led me into different pathways and avenues and things of that nature. However, It comes to a point where you're like, look, I am not trying to divert from where I came from. I absolutely appreciate where I came from due to my beautiful grandmother. May the Most High rest her soul, and I'm grateful for her, the energy that she's always providing around me. She laid down a foundation for my family, so that will always be cherished, because that spirit, her faith, her resilience is what really pushed me to want to know more, because she was all about, learning about the herbs and the garden and, all of the things that the Creator put here for us. However, I know for myself and others that I talk to when it comes to this conversation that you kind of get to a space where you're waking up and you're having this beautiful shift, if you will, in enlightenment when it comes to becoming closer to source. That also means that you kind of shed, you kind of got to shed some of the old, which can almost feel like betrayal. So how do you find peace with balancing both, if that is something that, viewers are struggling with, not necessarily wanting to get rid of all foundation, but just in diving straight into the crystals and everything else? How would you advise that?
So, and it was a gradual process for me, and I gradually walk people through that process by opening their thoughts up to help them to realize how some of their beliefs that are grounded in containment and limitations, they don't resonate with the way that they were created. So when they start to look at some of the things that they do understand as a foundation, and then they try to correlate those things with what they've learned by way of certain doctrines, then they start to realize that they can gradually begin to shed some of those things. So I try to help others as I help myself to reconcile my religious faith along with how I'm expanding my world of spirituality. So I'm able to have open dialogue in terms of diversity and having a diverse perspective, and my children have helped me with that as well. And so in communicating with their community, and also getting the opportunity to minister to the soul of their community, I started out not wanting to offend. So having to do that, I had to expand my knowledge base. So I went into studying certain things, and as I was studying, I became enlightened. So I'm able to balance by applying the things that I'm constantly learning about the Most High and about His desire for us. Another thing that I think is really, really important, and I was, trying to look for a way to, but I want to say that by highlighting certain common values, we're able to grow from there. And so I took some of the values that were common to the new things that I was learning, and I was able to find a balance there. So I never completely discard a lot of the foundation that I have. Is like a schoolmaster to me. So I take those things and use them as a foundation to apply the newer things that I'm learning to expand myself. So I'm hoping that helps too.
No, absolutely. It does. It takes a lot of courage to stand in truth. I am a lover of truth, first and foremost, no matter how uncomfortable it is. So when my journey was beginning and starting out, having those questions and getting the realization of the unexpected answers, if you will, due to reading and really with an open heart and an open mind, to not be blinded by certain things that are just said to you, but really internalizing the word and the scripture. It should be written on your heart. We come into this realm very, very different than what is being stated.
Right.
Or what we've been taught. So it takes a lot of unlearning and relearning to be able to develop, I think, that sense of understanding, so that love will always conquer all. That is the basis of the beauty of spirituality. That's the end all be all, And we talk a lot about Christ consciousness and things of that nature. And I think in order to embody, whether you're religious or it's spiritual, to embody Christ is to have that Christ consciousness and really realign yourself so that you can be aligned with those principles opposed to the dogmas and doctrine, if you will. Yeah. In my in my opinion. So I have another question for you. How has your relationship with faith shifted your life, especially as you've evolved in your understanding of spirituality?
So my relationship has evolved significantly over the years. I've had some key moments in my life that have deepened my understanding and my commitment to spirituality. I'm sitting here, I'm getting teary-eyed because I'm thinking about the transition and the growth and some of the pressing that came that derived from that growth. Some things that, I mean, there were some moments when, as I was beginning to realize that the information that I was receiving and the enlightenment that I was gathering was going to cause me to have to shed some things. It was like a mourning, almost like a separation of certain things, and I had to go through, letting those things go, releasing them. So my growth led to, a nuance of a more mature faith, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's a wonderful way to put it.
Yeah. So certain relative practices I don't get involved in anymore, and there are some practices that I assumed years ago. Very consistent meditation, being very aware of certain frequencies and things that have to do with my internal and external bodies. Just certain things that I had to learn to navigate along the way. So the growth, certain parts of it were uncomfortable, but then coming to a greater awareness just sort of freed me. It freed me. And I still, normally when people get to a certain a level of enlightenment, they don't go to church anymore because that entity is too small. They don't do that.
I was definitely one of those. Yeah. I was definitely one of those people. It just didn't serve me well. Right. I just felt small in the sense that there was no growth that was able to happen for me in that space any longer.
You had gotten to a certain point where it didn't serve you any longer.
Correct. Yeah. Yes. So, I started having church at home with my kids and really studying and really learning things. And we were tripped out, still doing things like keeping the Sabbath, things that are important to me and that means a lot to me for a lot of different reasons.
And those
in my studies,
those are the vibrational things that I'm talking about, because there's a certain resonance. That's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah,
there's a whole other resonance during that time frame that would behoove us to be involved.
Absolutely.
With the keeping of the Sabbath. See, those things are beneficial, but anything that that I could see was hampering literally my vibrational resonance, I had to let that go. But I go to church, one, because my daughter sings there
very beautifully indeed.
I go for that reason. I get a chance to enjoy that. I'm uplifted. There are times when we will leave. We don't stay to the end quite a few times, but there are times that I stay because while I'm hearing externally, I'm hearing internally, and I get notes, and because I'm seeing through a different paradigm. Everything that is being released is coming through. I'm receiving it through a different paradigm, so I'm getting certain enlightenment. I'm like, oh gosh, you knew I needed that, and that is what I needed. That is what I was looking for. Thank you so much. And then I start making my notes and moving forward from there. But anyway, that is how I've been able to sort of shift in that way.
Yeah. Thank you. I know you're kind of pressed for time, you guys. We had some tech issues, but I am so very grateful to have Jacqueline Battle on this show, okay? Because this is going to open up more conversation, not just with all of you guys, because please share your comments below. Okay, we definitely want to know what you think. However, it's going to open up more conversations between her and I that you'll be able to see in the future. I believe that both religion and spirituality ultimately aim to lead us to a higher truth, but the truth is not the same for everyone. So as we navigate our past,
that's a mouthful.
It's so cool. It's so crucial to honor what resonates with our soul. Spirituality has been a tool for me to reconnect with my authentic self. And I found that when you live from this place of inner knowing, you find the peace that transcends anything that religion can provide. In my experience, I'm not here to tell anyone, okay, that they're wrong for their journey or in their journey. I'm just simply here to say, don't be afraid to question. I know we grew up, saying don't question God, okay? However, my loves, if you read the Bible, there were lots and lots and lots of prophets always questioning. They have questions. And that's what we're supposed to do, is to study to show ourselves approved, to question, to explore, and to step into the fullness of who you really are, because the Most High lives within us. If you have, that's why this is our temple, okay? It's a temple for a reason. We're housing Christ consciousness. We're housing the vibrance of the Creator and what He's able to do, what the universe is able to do for us, in whatever way that resonates with your spirit. For someone who is currently experiencing that internal pull between traditional religious teachings and more of a fluid practice, how can they reconcile the two without feeling like they're betraying the other?
Well, firstly, our allegiance is to the Most High. That's the very first thing. And the relationship that we're cultivating should always be with the great I am. That's first and foremost. And that sort of governs how we express ourselves, or allow Him to express Himself through us with others.
Right.
So as we are, as we're growing in that way, we're keeping our focus on the relationship with the great I am. And again, when we do that, we're cultivating. We can hear the growth. We can hear that still small voice leading and guiding and directing us. Study this, read this, rise up on this day, do this at this time. And that's cultivating that whole growth in that journey, really transforming us into more of His likeness.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's the most beautiful part of it all, is as you grow in your spirituality, you hold yourself to a certain standard. If you are listening in your stillness, then you will be able to hear correctly on which ways to go. You know, okay? If it's within you, then you know. But if you're clouded and you're crowded with things that don't serve you, and with people and environments that may be hypocritical to what is really of Christ consciousness, of the Creator, because I for one, these are different entities, if you will, but we are all one. It's so many things that we can talk about,
oh my goodness.
To that.
Yeah.
I would love to expound on that further. I do believe that,
but we refer to the Christ consciousness. It's that mind in us that we're expanding we're increasing our capacity to begin to resonate in a different consciousness. But let me let you finish. I apologize.
No, it's okay. I think that what today's conversation really boils down to is personal sovereignty. So it's about finding what aligns with your soul and feeling confident enough to explore those avenues, even if they don't fit the boxes we've been told to stay within. Yeah. So there's no right or wrong way to live spiritually, as long as it's authentic and empowering, for sure. So I'm so grateful for this conversation, and for you, okay, Mrs. Battle, for sharing your wisdom with us today. It's clear that we are all evolving and things are changing. The frequency is changing. You guys know I say that all the time, but it's very important that you understand the shift. So it's clear that we all are evolving, and the way that we connect with the divine is as unique as we are, okay? Because we are all little pieces, little gods and goddesses. Don't let them tell you nothing different. I want to leave everyone with this thought. No matter where you are on your journey, whether you're rooted in a religion, embracing spirituality, or somewhere in between, honor your path, okay? And trust the process. Trust that you are being guided exactly where you need to go. Stay curious, okay? Stay vibrant, stay safe, and stay dangerous. Keep asking questions, and above all, stay true to the divine spark that lives within you. Jacqueline Battle, I just want to appreciate you. I'm so appreciative because we've been stirring up this little pot for quite some time.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah. Oh and, yeah.
There's so much more to come. Can you please let my viewers know, let the precious diamonds know where they can find you? Also, if you can also let us know about your new book as well. I would love to share that with everybody.
Oh yeah, thank you. And so I just released another book that's entitled the seven pillars of wisdom, a missing ingredient, that can be found on Amazon. But also this book has a lot to tell about my journey from religion.
Can you put it up some so the viewers can see? Yeah. There's
it tells about my journey from religion to more of spirituality, more of the Christ consciousness. It's called Hidden Messages of Youth. And it talks about my life from the time that I was a youth, my professional journey, all the way up until now, and how I have been able to evolve in terms of my relationship with the Most High. I have that book. I have another book that has to do with our finances, and how spiritually there are some things that we can do. You know, when you look at everything as far as on an earthly basis, they're always talking about credit ratings and this, that, and the other. And actually, there's a way to rise above all of that. And I talk about how we can do those things, how we can be grounded with the numbers. I'm a numbers person. But also how there's a way above all of that, and it's without being marginalized. So, and that book is called Homeownership Pre-Planning and much, much more. And both of these can be found on Amazon. Hidden Messages of Youth and Homeownership Pre-Planning. And the 7 Pillars of Wisdom, a missing ingredient. All of that's on Amazon. If you just look up Jacqueline Battle, you'll see them.
Thank you so very much. And where can we find you? Are you on Facebook, Instagram?
I'm on Facebook as Battle Jacqueline, and also as Jacqueline Battle. On Instagram as Jacqueline Inc. Jacqueline Inc. Enterprise.
Okay.
On Instagram. Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
It's an honor
for having me here. It's just, I am overwhelmed. So your audience is probably looking at me like, what is wrong with this woman? Why can't she, her facial expressions? But I am fighting back some tears. Y'all have to know, I have known, now what do they call you? Because I don't want to call you Niko. I have known Niko. I held her in my arms. I prayed for her when she was in her mother's womb. Her mother and I are extremely close. We are family. So I'm watching all of this and I'm overwhelmed. So you guys just bear with me. So as she was speaking, you probably saw the different facial expressions, because, I had to keep fighting back the tears, because I'm thinking, this is my baby. And she has just grown into this beautiful goddess, and I'm grateful. So thank you for having me. I pray that I have the opportunity to come back and redeem myself.
No, you did great. You did absolutely wonderful. I'm you sure you gonna make me dog. I didn't put these lashes on.
Yeah.
I'm what a golly.
What a
What a
journey.
privilege. What a privilege and what a journey. For sure. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You guys will be seeing more of myself and Mrs. Jacqueline Battle in the future, because we have some ventures that we want to share with you, and we'll definitely make that known in some announcements within like a few weeks. You'll be able to see that. However, make sure that I will have all her links in the description box below. Make sure that you connect with her. Go get those books so you can big your brain, okay? And increase the love and the high vibrations in your spirit. Thank you again so much for being here, and I can't wait for us to talk again soon.
I'm looking forward to it. Thank you.
Okay, y'all, that was so beautiful. I cannot wait until we do more work together. She is really a blessing to be able to have into my life for sure, and just I'm so grateful that I was able to share her with you guys. Please stay connected, and let's get into our affirmation. I just got one. I'm at peace with the duality within me. I honor both my spiritual and religious paths, knowing that both lead to deeper wisdom and connection to the Creator. I'll say it one more time. I am at peace with the duality within me. I honor both my spiritual and religious paths, knowing they both lead me to deeper wisdom and connection to the Creator. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode of Raising Wisdom. Please make sure to subscribe to my channel, hit that like button, and leave your thoughts in the comments. If today's episode resonated with you, share it with someone that may benefit from this conversation. Definitely will be the talk of the prayer meeting, if you will. Don't be that one, or be that one. Look, I've been the black sheep my whole life, so I already know how uncomfortable that can be. But I think that we're in a space and a time where it's okay. Like you gotta be who you are. You can't be anybody but who you are. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully you have family, friends, and people that actually love you, that are surrounded by you, to where you can have conversations, to where you can have conversations that won't tear you guys apart, but to actually have intellectual conversations about who we are and where we're going. And remember, you are always on the right path. Your truth is worth living. You hear me? Keep rising, keep seeking, and keep evolving. In a world where gossip rules, I am so grateful that you've come back to shine the gems on your crown, here on Raising Wisdom, where wisdom is free. So have a prolific rest of your week. Love with light. Peace.